Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nara and here we're discussing astrology, spirituality, psychology, esoteric studies, law of attraction, manifestations. And this video is about Venus in the 8th house. What happens when a person has Venus in their 8th house, the natural house of Scorpio? Let's talk about it. Have the Venus placement. This is one of your personal planets such as Moon, Sun, Mars. So these planets are pretty much personal and they are going to affect not a lot of people, but you specifically. Mars and Venus, I always like to look at them together because they are literal polar opposites. So Mars belongs to the 1st house, which is all about me and self-initiation. It is ruled by Aries. It belongs to planet Mars. It's all about taking action. It's a fiery, passionate placement, right? And wherever your Mars is placed, it also shows you what you're passionate about and through which endeavors, spheres of life, you find that liberation. You take that first step. Like some people take mental action, some people take physical action. Mars in an air sign would mean mental action. So you decide with your mind first and then go. Right? Venus belongs to the opposite house, which is the 7th house. It rules Libra. So it's all about sharing with another person. It's about partnerships. It's about forming business connections, romantic partnerships, so that we can build a life together. It is necessary for Venus to be wanted by a partner. Otherwise, she cannot relax. Venus is your passive side, a passive side of yourself. Part of you that has like sympathy for certain things and not others. It is determined by your Venus sign and house. So for instance, I don't like loud places. I like the opposite, right? I like being alone. I like introspecting, but also because I have Venus in Virgo, this is something that I like, right? But at the same time, having Mars in Gemini and Libra rising, it tells me that I need to create balance, not to completely isolate because I will miss out on opportunities, but actually have a balance between social life and the inner world. You know what I mean? My Venus is in the 12th of isolation. So this is how I look at astrology. Now, looking at your Venus is in the 8th house. 8th house is a scorpionic house. It's like Venus is what you like, what you're drawn to, and how you perceive love will find attractive in a person, right? Whereas Mars is more of a sexual, physical part of the relationship, aspect of the relationship. This one is Venus is what do I like and what makes me relax? What are my creative abilities in love and how I relate to money? How do I connect the two and go about it? So having 8th house Venus literally means you have intuition when dealing with other people. You have a very high sense of intuitive and psychic abilities. You feel the intentions and motivations of another person. And you can use this to your advantage because remember, Venus represents Aphrodite. And in that case, Aphrodite opposite, Venus is Mars. So that's the dynamic you need to understand in order to win if your Venus is hardly aspected. So Venus in the 8th house is shared bank accounts, shared resources, shared emotions as well, shared past, in-laws, debt, taxes, business as well, investments. Business through a partner. See, 7th house is when we are getting married. 8th house is when we're sharing resources after we got married, So 8th house, let's say Venus in the 8th, you love esoteric stuff, first of all, from a spiritual perspective. You love taboo topics. You may find a lot of interest in uncovering secrets, all of these scorpionic things, right? Pluto, trauma, you may be really seeing through people. And this may be used to your advantage in order to get what you want from other people. This placement also shows that you're very sexually turned on in relationships and you know how to use your sexual charm in order to create prosperity with that person. These people, they usually use their charm, sexual charm, in order to get the financial benefit, either consciously or not, mind you, because this is something natural to them. Obviously, we got to look at other placements, but this also may show that the way you're acting, you're so in your energy, you exude so much sexual magnetism, and you may not even displaying or showing it outwardly, but it's just that's how people feel when they tap into your energy. I feel like you love darkness and you love being alone, but at the same time you want to be in relationships, you want to be literally possessed by another person sometimes, because Venus in the 8th is like, you love raw stuff. Basically, you have such an aura of very welcoming, you know, because you understand, you've probably gone through a lot of darkness and separation, because it also may indicate that, especially if you have hard aspects with Venus, that you may have trust issues, but at the same time you're trying to resolve them, because Venus loves to connect with in the 8th house, loves to connect with other people. You have such an aura because of that, because of the work that you've done, the inner work, or doing on a constant basis. You have like a direct connection with your unconscious states, because that's the 8th house, and you can identify, like, shadow work is easy for you, and like calling yourself out and transforming, you know, in love, transforming what you like, transforming how you see. Obviously, we gotta look at the sign you have it in. Other people want to share stuff with you. You're not even doing anything. It's just your energy. Like, these people are very magnetic, and Venus and Scorpio people too. Maybe other people, not everyone is on the same page or resonates with you. What you like is like, you are deeper and more intense than an average person. Yeah, it's like you want to have intimate connection, and you're very good at that. You're very magnetic. After being with you, people are really, you know, in their minds. But the thing is that you have a direct link to your partner's unconsciousness, and you can see exactly what they're dealing with and use it to your advantage. You can also sense the changes in the energy, in the relationships, in the dynamic, and like, which can tell you what direction to move, you know, or whether to change how you were moving. Basically, use it to your advantage. You have such a great, immense connection with your intuition, because you're like one of the death and rebirth type of person. And let me know in the comments what you think, and what's your sign. What is the sign that you have in your 8th house? I'll see you in my next video.